Colorado lawmakers taking a closer look at the flock safety cameras, that license plate reader system used by police to track vehicles used in crimes. Now, supporters call it a powerful tool to fight crimes.
But many people we spoke to are concerned about privacy and data collection. Denver 7's Tyler Melito is diving deeper into a new bill that would limit how that data is accessed and shared.
More and more people are sharing their opinion on flock safety cameras used by law enforcement agencies across the state and the country to track possible suspects in a crime who are on the road.
I don't have a huge concern if that's a useful tool. I know that with technology, obviously now everything's kind of on camera, so.
Others, however, are more concerned.
We've seen historically that when massive amounts of data are collected about people without their consent, we can't trust it to be used responsibly.
Recently, state lawmakers introduced a bill that would prohibit government entities from accessing a database that would disclose a person or vehicle's historical location. There would be exceptions, though, in certain cases. Senate Bill 2670 would also prevent any governmental entity from sharing that information with third parties or other agencies outside their jurisdictions. Flock has told Denver 7 that license plate data is stored with local police for 30 days before being deleted, and data is shared with other agencies only on a limited basis. Advocacy groups have told us that's just not enough.
When you have automatic license plate readers that can identify all of the cars in the vicinity of an abortion clinic or of a political protest or the headquarters of an activist organization, it's really concerning.
The bill will go in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee on Monday. Folks we talked to say they'd like to see more change soon.
This type of mass surveillance, it seems to me, is largely targeting people who have committed sort of minor trespasses, and potentially the impact on actually preventing massive or terrifying crimes is probably less impactful than it might be advertised.
And Shannon and Jessica, I reached out to the Boulder Police Department while I was up there today, and they told me they were not willing to do any interviews on this topic at the time, but referred me to their FAQ page, which is where I got some of the info that you just heard about from Flock. I also reached out to Boulder County Sheriff's Office, Louisville Police, and Lafayette Police. So far have not received any response. We will continue following the story as more developments come out. In studio, Tyler Melito, Denver 7.
All right, Tyler making his debut on Denver 7. Thank you, Tyler. Denver 7 has also learned that the Denver auditor will not sign the city's contract with Flock. City charter requires the auditor to countersign all city contracts. Auditor Timothy O'Brien reviewed the contract and determined it brings the risk of liability for the city.
In the Flock contract, there is the risk of disclosing personally identifiable information to people outside of the city, outside of the unit of government called the City and County of Denver, inappropriately, which would be illegal. And it could go further. I mean, there is a state law against sharing personally identifiable information with federal agencies.
Flock's current contract with the Denver Police Department ends March 31st. Denver 7 has learned that the city is fielding bids for another company to step in.